So the IRS's systematic targeting of certain conservative groups brings to mind the agency's 2004 probe of the NAACP. Now, at that time, that investigation came less than a month before the presidential election. The IRS looking into the NAACP's tax status, claiming a speech by the group's leader at the time in which he criticized then-President George W. Bush over the Iraq War might have crossed the nonpartisan line. Now, 2 years later, the IRS cleared the organization of those allegations. Julian Bond is the chairman emeritus of the NAACP and was the chairman of the organization during that audit. Mr. Bond, it's good to have you here, and I just want to remind our viewers, play the comments that the IRS saw as politically charged. It was part of your keynote address at the time at the NAACP's convention in July of '04. Take a look.
War's defenders have tried to stifle political debate. If you oppose the war, they say, you don't support our troops. That's nonsense. If it was up to us, every man and woman stationed in Iraq would be safely at home with their loved ones right now.
So, sir, past his prologue, auditors notified the NAACP that it would be subject to a 10% tax for political expenditures as well as additional penalties. Looking back, do you maintain that the NAACP was unfairly targeted given the rocky relationship at the time with President Bush? And are there parallels to what we're seeing today?
I don't think there are any parallels to what we're seeing today. Of course we were unfairly targeted. The letter the IRS sent to me, I was the chairman of the NAACP at the time, said I had criticized the President of the United States. And I've grown up thinking that was my right as an American citizen, and every American citizen had that right. I thought this was picking on the NAACP. It was close to the election. We're an effective get-out-the-vote apparatus. Most of the people who are going to turn out to vote are not by our design Democrats, but happen to be Democrats. And it was an attempt to weaken us just before the election.
Sir, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, though, they're coming down on what we're seeing today in the IRS, apparently targeting these Tea Party groups, doing so at a time in 2010 during the midterm elections where we saw an uprise in the Tea Party sweeping into Congress. Shouldn't there not be the same level of outrage, certainly from the White House? I mean, at the time in '04, Congressman Charlie Rangel called the audit a, quote, police state tactic. So do you think that there might be a double standard being looked at here?
No, I don't think there's a double standard at all. I think it's entirely legitimate to look at the Tea Party. I mean, here are a group of people who are admittedly racist, who are overtly political, who've tried as best they can to harm President Obama in every way they can. I don't think there are correct parallels between these two incidents. It was wrong for the IRS to behave in this heavy-handed manner. They didn't explain well before or now what they're doing and why they're doing it, but there are no parallels between these two.
Chairman Bond, what do you think that the fallout will be for the Obama administration, especially during a time where the Tea Party had maybe lost a little air? Do you think that this is going to help inflate that, especially as we ramp up to the midterms for 2014?
I hope not. I hope they don't get any more air. You know, they are the Taliban wing of American politics, and we all ought to be a little worried about them.
So do you think that's a little harsh, calling them the Taliban wing of American politics?
Not at all. Not at all. The truth may hurt, but it's the truth.
Julian Bond, Chairman Emeritus of the NAACP. Sir, thanks for your time on this. We're going to have more on the White House scandals after a quick break.